Now, I want to start here. I touched on the Tony La Russa update at the end of the show yesterday, but the update needs an update. It needs to be unpacked even further because the more you get into this, the more TLR looks like a BUM. To recap, Tony La Russa was hired by the White Sox last month as their manager, and at that time, it seemed like a really dumb idea. And it's one that got dramatically dumber when we learned that one day before he was hired, he was charged with DUI by the Maricopa County Attorney's Office for an incident back in February. Now, the incident report from the Arizona Department of Public Safety has come to light. And this incident report is legendary, more than anybody could have ever possibly hoped for. Now, of course, I say this because La Russa didn't maim or kill anybody with his stupidity. On the night in question, an officer approaches his car, which was blocking a lane on State Route 143. At that time, TLR DUI said that he had a flat tire. And he added, quote, "I hit something once I got on the 43," end quote. Now, early in this exchange, TLR immediately starts to name drop in an obvious attempt to beat this rap. He said that he was coming back from dinner with, quote, "friends with the California Angels baseball team," end quote. Nothing better than dropping a name right off the top, but dropping the wrong name. They haven't been the California Angels in 24 years. You know, like, yo, Copper, man, this isn't a thing. Don't you know I was having dinner with my boys from the Brooklyn Dodgers? That's the real thing here. The Brooklyn Dodgers. Maybe you've heard of them. Google that bleep, brother. Hey, listen, man. Some of my best friends ever are cops. In fact, some of my best friends ever are guys who work with the Seattle Pilots. In fact, that's where I was with my dudes from the Seattle Pilots. We good, brother?
Brother.
Yeah, actually, brother, we're awesome. We're awesome, brother. Since you came out of the gate with that California Angels blast. Hey, tell Frank Tanana and Bobby Grich I said, what up, La Russa? Good news is the good brother was only getting started. Let me read you this next part from Jeff Passan. Quote, "When the officer asked for identification, according to the report, La Russa continued instead to talk on the phone to a AAA representative. The officer repeated the command, and La Russa tossed cash and cards onto the passenger seat but did not furnish a driver's license. The officer asked him to hang up his phone and provide the license," end quote. Like, yo, Copper, yo, man, back the hell off. I'll get to you when I get to you. Can't you see I'm on the phone? Can't you see I'm talking to AAA, which is where your ass is going to be if you don't start treating me with a little respect, brother?
Brother.
I can only talk to one person at a time, and right now I'm talking to AAA. You wait your turn, cop, and I will deal with you when I'm done. Like, this old man's arrogance and defiance are next level. They're completely off the charts. So when TLR DUI finally does hang up the phone, he reportedly starts to rifle through all of his items looking for his license. But according to the report, he actually passed over the license twice before he turned it over. Pretty safe to say that if you can't recognize your own driver's license, you should not be behind the wheel of a car. Then it escalates. The officer asked TLR to get out of the car to conduct field sobriety tests. TLR DUI ain't about that life. I mean, this has obviously gone on way too long, as it is. If this cop had any idea who or what TLR DUI was about and what he had accomplished, he would have let him go a long time ago. Better yet, he would have given him a police escort right to his doorstep. You know, the police escort that he so richly deserved, given what a legend he is. Ask him. But nope. This cop is going to put this guy through the paces. He's going to administer field sobriety tests. And that's when TLR starts spitting crazy gibberish, like telling the officer he had undergone hip surgery 4 weeks earlier. And then he asked why the tests had to be done in the first place. The officer says he smells alcohol in La Russa, so much so that the officer wanted to bust out with a portable breath test. But TLR DUI wasn't having any of that either. Quote, I don't trust it. He asked him to take a portable breath test, and he told him he didn't trust it. Again, next level arrogance. Now my man is above technology. Yeah, no, cop, I'm good. But your breath test isn't. Your breath test does not meet my standards for accuracy, so you can just get that the hell out of my face, because I'm not having it and I'm not doing it. And then, according to the report, at one point TLR asks, what makes you think I don't have control of my facilities? Yeah, I don't know, dude. Maybe it's the fact that you hit a curb. You're blocking a lane of potential traffic. You couldn't recognize your own driver's license. You said you were chopping it up with the California Angels. Other than that, you're doing awesome. Eventually, he agrees to take a breath test, quote, if it gets me out of here. End of quote. Yeah, that or if it gets you arrested. I mean, you're starting to get the sense that this old fool might think that he's above the law, that all those rules that apply to all of us somehow do not apply to him. Yeah, well, they do. How do I know? Because he blew a .9, which is above the legal limit, and got him arrested for DUI. And as embarrassing as this has been, it's about to find a new gear. There's always another gear, because according to the report, the officer asked TLR if he had anything to drink that night, and he responded that he had one glass of wine. One glass of wine with dinner. Dude, how big a glass of wine was that if you blew a .90? I mean, were you sipping that Cabernet out of a big gulp? One glass of wine. But you knew he was feeling like it might be slipping away. Like, this is the bottom of the ninth. The lead is dwindling, so he goes to the bullpen for the closer. And that's when he asks, quote, did you see my ring? Do you see my ring? As I've said for years on this show, if you have to say, do you know who I am? Either that person doesn't know or doesn't care. Dropping a do you know who I am is the last desperate attempt to change a situation. In this case, he can't say, do you know who I am? Because the officer does. He's already been arrested for DUI. So he's got to go even lower than that. Even lower than do you know who I am is, did you see my ring? Hey, yo, you see that ring? Kiss it. And let's get the hell on with the rest of our lives, brother. Hey, you see that ring? You want to wear it, copper? I'll let you. Clearly, this guy's not nearly as impressed with the bling as Russa is himself. In fact, he had no idea what the hell Russa was even talking about. So now he digs deep. Now Russa in the box, 0-2, down to his last strike. He steps out. He takes a deep breath. He knocks the mud off his spikes. He adjusts his helmet. He gets back in the box. And then when the officer asks him what he meant, he says, quote, I'm a Hall of Famer baseball person. Not a Hall of Famer manager, a Hall of Famer baseball person. This dude has reached the stage of drunkenness and desperation to the point where he doesn't recognize his own driver's license, and he can't remember his own job title. He's flailing for words. If he can't find the word manager, how the hell is he going to find the alphabet, much less find it backwards? Hey, I'm a Hall of Fame baseball person. You know, that guy who is in the uniform and makes that list of players before the game. That's me. I'm a Hall of Famer, one of those. I'm a Hall of Famer thingamajig. I mean, dude, what an incredibly pathetic and desperate move. Exactly how was that going to go? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you're Tony La Russa. That Tony La Russa. That Hall of Famer baseball person. Man, why didn't you say so, legend? Carry on, yo. Again, you only embarrass and humiliate yourself like that if you're extremely drunk, extremely desperate, or you've done it before and it's worked, or all of the above. I'm going to go with E, all the above. And then finally, quote, I'm legit. I'm a Hall of Famer, brother. You're just trying to embarrass me. Brother. Man, that stands on its own. Look, I know that everybody deserves due process. Everybody deserves due process. But if that guy's going to go with that, the White Sox ought to break him off right now. Forget all the other horrible reasons for hiring this guy. Quote, I'm legit. I'm a Hall of Famer, brother. You're trying to embarrass me is grounds for dismissal. Right then and there. I don't even need due process. He should get broken off for that. Reinsdorf should have never hired him anyway, but he should fire him for that. And then the bombshell. When he gets to the station and they ask him to submit a blood sample, he drops this gem. I will not comply with your tests. I don't trust it, brother. An incredible line. One of the all-time best lines. A Hall of Fame line. That line is legit, brother. It's coming from a guy in his mid-70s, not like some young punk. That's a senior citizen telling the cops, I will not comply with your tests. I don't trust it, brother. There's your ultimate mic drop, your ultimate walk-off shot. Imagine having the balls to tell that to a highway patrol. I will not comply with your tests. I don't trust it, brother. Like he's some sort of rebel or freedom fighter or Billy Jack or not a drunk. It's incredible. Oh, and by the way, when he finally did give up his blood, 0.95. What an absolutely amazing night, TLR. Take a bow, brother. And by the way, this is the same guy who, when he was inducted in the Hall of Fame, was going on and on about players and their entitlement. What's more entitled than, do you know who I am? Do you want to see my ring? I don't trust your tests, brother. Take a bow, brother. An all-timer. And last thought, how are you going to trust this guy to control or manage anybody else when he can't control or manage himself? How is he going to discipline an entire team of Major League Baseball players if he can't discipline himself not to get blasted and get behind the wheel of a car? Bad idea, brother. Reinsdorf has long said that his biggest regret in life was firing this guy. Wrong, brother. Your biggest regret was bringing this guy back. He'll get his due process. And everybody deserves it, but I think I've heard enough. Brother. Hey, Rome. Evil Knievel is the only one allowed to say, do you know who the F I am?
You know who the hell I am?
Or who the H I am?
You know who the hell I am?
That was an all-time jungle moment. Hey, like I said, whenever somebody goes to that, it's because they're desperate. They're trying to get out of something. Evil Knievel said it in response to one of my questions. Like, he was absolutely incredulous. Like, you know who the hell I am? You know who the hell you're talking to.
Everybody would have said it was easy if I'd have missed it.
Hold on, Elliot. Here's the proper context. This is the only time that you can say, you know who the hell I am?
The way I look at it, if I'd have made it, everybody would have said it was easy. If I'd have missed it and died, everybody said, well, that's supposed to be what happens to daredevils like him. But I didn't. I landed down on those rocks and in that water, and I don't see no big, long line of daredevils standing up there wanting to take a shot at it, and here it is almost 30 years later.
Hey, let me ask you something. If you thought it was 50-50, if you thought that you had a coin flip's chance of survival, a coin flip's chance that you might buy it and die, why do it?
You know who the hell I am?
You know what the best part about that exchange is? Thanks, Alvy. I was so proud of that question. I'm like, I got it. I got this guy. Watch this. Dude, he turned me inside out with that. I was so proud of that question. Hey, dude, the hell would you do something like that for if there was as good a chance that you'd be dead that you would survive? What the hell would you do that for? Quote, you know who the hell I am? Yes, sir. That's the only time it's okay to play that card. Jake in Buffalo tweets, do you want to see my ring? Regards, high school grads who still wear their Letterman jacket.